Detective Whitten. This is Sean.
How you doing?
Let's see what they're making.
Nice to meet you.
Tell the truth and do right.
You know I will, Miss Wu.
Okay, you know I never fucking lie to
You
you.
know I will.
I always tell you what's what, right?
Right?
All right, let me know.
Okay, thanks.
That's no good, please. Let her know some good.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm gonna record our conversation. That's cool.
That's cool, man.
Mostly because my memory's not as good as it used to be. Hey, obviously, you came in handcuffs, so I'm gonna read your Miranda warning to start with, and I'll explain to you what's going on. Okay?
Okay, cool. Can I scoot back a little?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah, just make yourself comfortable. Today is Tuesday.
10th, right?
2012. And right now it is 11:14. And let's see, we are in Ukaipa. In the interview room. And it's Sean, right?
Yeah, S-H-A-W-N.
Okay, cool. Got a middle name, Sean?
Yeah, Lauren. L-O-R-E-N.
And Green?
Yes.
With the E or no E on the
no,
end?
no E.
What's your birthday?
8/28/77.
Where do you live right now?
34480 County Line Road. Space 19.
That's your Ukaipa side, right?
Yes, sir.
92399. That's right for everything out here, right?
Yeah.
What's your phone number?
909-446-0697.
Okay, cool. This is your Miranda warning. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney before and during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you by the court free of charge before questioning. Do you understand the rights I just explained to you?
Yes, sir.
With these rights in mind, are you willing to talk to me?
Yes, sir.
Well, the thing I want to talk to you about today, Sean, is an incident that happened at Lawnmower John's house back in the end of September.
It's crazy because you see one more John too.
If I said John O and you'd ask me which one, right?
Oh yeah.
So I never met him before. I only got to Ukaipa. I got assigned out here at the beginning of September, and I learned his name really fast. Do you have any idea what the incident that I'm asking you about is?
Yeah, I sure do.
So what incident is that?
The Daniel Waterman situation, right?
The Daniel Waterman situation. Do you know what happened there?
You want me to tell you what I heard?
Absolutely.
All right. How can we start? All right. Well, the dude Ron was one of my good friends, and me and him we were together that night. Me and Ron, and we went somewhere and we went to score some weed, and I guess I didn't know that my buddy Ron had a little bit of money on him. I didn't know, but it was his roommate's money for his roommate. It was for his rent and the last month's rent, and I believe they were moving into another spot, and I guess he had the money to move into another spot and the last month's rent.
Like first and last
Yeah,
month.
the
kind
first
of deal.
first and last month's rent for the last spot they were at, and then the money that they were going to move into the next morning. And they were supposed to move in next morning to another spot. I got a phone call from my chick, and she was like, "Hey, Daniel's at your house." Me and Daniel, we were on bad terms, me and him. And I was like, "Oh yeah." And so I was like, put him on the phone because like I know he his style, you know. So like I was like, put him on the phone, you know what I mean? And don't let him in the house and all that. So she puts him on the phone, and he was like, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing?" You know what I mean? I'm like, "What are you doing in my house?" You know? And I kind of I really wasn't like I wasn't worried about too much of the situation because I knew like he wouldn't do nothing to my chick. But it was just more the fact of like him trying to like push it around in my house. But like so like I just hung up and I went home. I told him hurry up, drive home. I told Ron to drop me off on 4th Street, which is on 4th and H.
Okay.
And my house is like on 4th and County Line. So like I had told him just drop me off and like bust a U-turn and go back the other way because I didn't want Ron to drive by on 4th because you can from my house you can see 4th Street, and if anybody drives down 4th Street to County Line, you can see
Okay.
them drive by. So I didn't want Ron to drive by on 4th Street, so I told him make a U-turn and bust a bitch. So he turned around and I ran home. When I ran home, I got in. I know a way to get without them seeing me. I got into my backyard. I went in my room and I was kind of listening to like the whole conversation and like I guess they were there to jump me, Daniel and this other guy.
Do you know who the other guy was?
Yeah, it was that dude, the first one they caught, Timothy. He's from Pennsylvania. I'm not sure. It's the first guy.
Had you ever met him before?
No, I'd never met him before.
Okay.
And this.
So how did you hear that it was him?
Well, because like I was where I was at in my room, I can see them, but they didn't know I was in there, and I didn't want to come out and make the situation worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just kind of listened, and my chick kind of had it under control. And then like you know, he was just like, yeah, we want Sean to come home, we want to talk to him, and like I already knew what was going on. So like they ended up leaving, and then my chick was telling me like yeah, I think they were here to jump you and all that stuff. So like I ended up calling Ron, telling me hey, come pick me up, and he's like oh, I'll be down there later. He wasn't telling me what was going on. So I guess push come to shove, Ron had ended up with Daniel somehow, some way. I don't know how he ended up with Daniel or not, and I'm sure that they found out that Ron had money. Well, I was told that Ron was going to end up at Lama John's house later on that night. For what I don't know.
Okay.
I'm telling you exactly what I know. And they put they found out that I guess he had his roommate's money on him. So maybe Ron was showing it off. I don't know. But Ron was one of those guys that wasn't really hip to the game. So like thinking, I got a little bit of money, maybe that's how I consider Ron, Well, I guess they end up saying Ron was a child molester. That's, what I mean? And Ron was a known child molester, I know. So they end up saying he was a child molester, and that's what, the whole get down ski was, I think, Lama John's idea. That's what I was told, all right? And I mean? I don't mess with those guys or anything, but I'm telling you what it's what people had told me. And so I guess Lama John put a jacket on Ron saying he was a child molester. So all those guys that were around at that time were like, well, let's get his ass. So like I guess Daniel and them is cracked him over here with a pipe or some shit and took his money and oh man, who is it? I can't remember his name. If I get it, let me see. Some guy named, I think it's like Andrew or something like that. I think he lives like across the street from Mama and John or something like that.
Across the street.
Yeah, like if you're on.
So this is.
This is County Line Road.
This is County Line, and this is Second, and here's Lamar John's pad.
Okay, right across the street from this way.
Is this Calamasa?
Yeah, this would be Calamasa. Right across the street from right here. I think there's a corner house, but like on this corner house right here, it'll be right here. There's like a little back house right here, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Some guy lived there and kind of like.
And it's Andrew or something.
I'm not sure, but like I think it was Andrew, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm not quite sure if I can remember. Let me see. Let me try to keep it quick. It's something like that. You know what I mean? Something just like that. If you're standing in Lamar John's backyard, you can directly see there's like a chain link fence where you walk in. It looks like a little dirt road, dirt driveway, and there's all kinds of cars parked in the back. That's
Is it actually like a little house back there, or is
I
it
think
like a
so.
shed kind of?
I think it might be a shed or something like that. You might know what I'm talking about then. And then I guess some dude lived there. He had came across the street and was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I guess they had my thing was they had Ron wrapped up in a tarp. You know what I mean? And they're like, the dude was like, "Hey man, you know what I mean? If you guys are gonna fucking do this kind of shit, you guys need to fucking handle business and either take his fucking body, get him the fuck out of here, or be a man and fucking call the cops or do the right thing." You know, and they were yelling. I guess he was saying it towards Daniel, and that dude Tim, whatever his name is, and so I guess they put him in the back of Ron's truck, had him tied down and shit, and like, man, because this could have been me. I think this could have been me in the beginning, because this is why they were at my house probably, you know, and like so they put him in the back of the truck, from my understanding, had him tied up, and I guess Daniel or them, they were on heroin and nodded out, I guess, and crashed the car. And Daniel's the one that got away and left the phone. I'm telling you everything I know. I guess had left his cell phone at the scene of the crime or some shit. And then I guess that dude Tim hijacked somebody or tried to hijack another car, and he got caught. And then Daniel ended up getting away. And I mean, that's pretty much all, like what I know, you know. And all the other little pieces you get. I mean, you know, he running from here and there.
So as far as, and I know a lot of this is stuff that you're hearing from other people, but as far as from what I'm kind of hearing in this first pass through, as far as like directly your knowledge, because you know this is what brings me to you, is that you and Ron are at this ATM machine down there at, you know, Oak Glen and at the Wells Fargo ATM by Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
And this is like, you know, 10:45 at night, 10:44 at night. And then, because this is the last time I see him without holes in him. You know, so that's why I wanted to talk to you, is I'm like, all right, well. That's
my buddy right there, man.
Yeah. And so what I'm trying to work out is I'm trying to figure out like the bookends of this thing. And I don't know, you know, we never met before. I don't know what your interactions are with, you know, with law enforcement. Obviously, you know, you've been arrested or whatever before, but I don't know if you ever dealt with detectives versus, you know, I'm not a patrol guy. I don't drive around, you know, just looking for guys, you know, doing stuff. This has been like my entire life since, you know, since the day it happened. So what I'm trying to sort out is my job's to pull on strings, give the DA the truth. And you know as well as I do, two people have a conversation, there's three versions of that story, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I got to talk to everybody. I got to do all the forensic evidence. I got to do all that stuff and sort out what really happens. Good news at the end of the day, Ron's alive.
Is he?
Yeah. That part's the really good news. Now I don't know, you know, I don't know that was the intention. Because I think that traffic collision saved his life.
Yeah.
I think if you know, whether they were going to drive him off a cliff or just park him someplace, if they had left him and he didn't get, because he went straight to emergency surgery. But you know, the docs do their job and he's alive. So, but you know, like anything else in the world, there's lines, and you know, I'm a pretty firm believer that, you know, normal kind of stuff, people are doing, you know, burglaries, they're doing crime, they're selling dope, using dope, whatever, that kind of stuff. That's normal day in, day out business.
Yeah.
They do their job, I do my job. You know, they try not to get caught, I try to catch them. But when we start talking about violence, we start talking about, you know,
killing and shit,
killing people. That's kind of the other side of the line.
That's fucking way out, man.
That's the reason why this case has got as much attention as it has. That's the reason why this is, you know, this is what I've been doing all day.
I mean, I heard they were trying to take him to Paris Lake or some shit, man.
So, but I'm trying to sort out. So that's why, I mean, I appreciate you've been willing to talk to me, because what I need to sort out is you're one end of the bookend for me. You were with him, so you can kind of give me a decent idea about, okay, here's about what time. What time he dropped me off. Right there? So this was 10:45 ish.
Like it had to be when he dropped me off, it had to be like 11:30, 11
Okay.
like 11 like no more than an hour. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like
So where did you guys go from here to score weed?
when we were at the ATM, that's when my chick had just called me,
Okay.
and she was like, "Hey, Sean, you need to like Daniel's here," and I was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's he doing there? And then like
And
I was
your
on the
your girlfriend's Heather, right?
yeah, and I was on the phone talking with him, and I'm telling Ron like this, like, "Ron, hurry up and drive, get to my house, man, please." And he's like, "All right, right." And I know he's never. Well, did he? I'm not quite sure, but as far as I'm concerned, like I know he didn't know Daniel, you know, because Ron was in a set free minute, the program, set free program.
How'd you meet Ron?
I met Ron through a dude named Ken Man.
Ken Man, okay.
I'm sure you know Ken Man. I met Ron through him, and Ken Man ended up stealing shit from Ron, and Ron was like, you know, can't fuck with you no more. And then me and Ron, we came close, you know, pretty good dude, you know, and kind of, you know, just an older cat that, you know, little, you know, been around, I guess, you know, but wasn't. He was too gullible, man, you know, like you could see him coming from a mile away, and if you're like, if I wanted to, if I really wanted to work Ron, I could have worked him, you know, you can see him coming, and I'm sure that's how Walmart John and him, you know, he just wanted to be, I don't know, like, probably like just part of the crowd, like trying to fit in too much, like, and I kept telling him, you don't got to like fit in, you know what I mean, like, it's too easy to fit in around here, you know what I mean, and like, see, I'm really from LA, and like out there, they're not sloppy out there, man, and, you know what I mean, if they're gonna get rid of your body, they're gonna get rid of your body, and like, they seen it come in, and I'm like, from what I was told, Daniel was all strung out on heroin, and he was. I like, that's the reason why me and him were like not really kicking it, but like a female came between us, and he took it the whole different way, and in the time the female came between us, he was on heroin, you know, and he didn't like what I had to say, and
Was that Faith?
yeah, and then it wasn't my girlfriend or anything. It was just like he didn't like the fact that like my loyalty to her was like good. And no, there was no fucking involved and nothing like that. He just didn't like the fact that like my friendship with her was deeper than his relationship with her could ever be, and that got between us. And
Well, didn't he try to freaking kill himself? Over
yeah,
that?
he tried to hang himself. From my understanding, he tried to hang himself. Tried to cut his wrist. All kinds of
I
stupid
heard
shit.
I heard he OD'd a couple times.
I heard he was in a park, like, on this, what's that, a school on 2nd, down the street from his old dad's house.
Sorry. Oh.
I heard he was at a school down the street from his dad's house, or we're on 2nd, and he got so strung out, he's so fucking strung out on heroin that, like, he couldn't find his way out of the school, and, like, he started calling people, and he had called one of these dudes that's cool with me and cool with him, and I was with him when he had called him, and he was like, hey, yeah, I could just listen to like his conversation. I was like, what the fuck, this dude's crazy, man. And then he's like, I need help, you know what I mean? And I was telling my homie, I was like, go ahead, just don't tell me you're with me, you know? And he's like, right. Because there's times where one night he came to my house, and he was drunk as fuck, like, I mean drunk, and he came in a I guess a gray, like a Ford Focus or some shit like that. I guess it was his mom's rental car or some shit. And he came and he pulled up all fast. And this is the very next morning, Woods and Mr. Wilkerson had came to my house saying that like they heard Daniel was at my house, which he was. You know what I mean? But
Not like hanging out.
No, not like hanging out, because we were at that terms where I didn't trust him at all. And I know, like, my chick and all them, like, I knew he wouldn't do nothing to my chick and the other guys that were around there, which was Donovan and, who else was there? Donovan, me, Donovan, Heather, and somebody else was there. I can't remember who else was there. And, he had, like, he was, like, crying on the phone, like, he told, why do you want to just talk to him? And I was like, man, tell him just to get the fuck out of here. Like, get out of here. I didn't want him in my house because I didn't know if he was strapped. I mean, you know what I mean? Or what he was capable. I didn't know. Because I know before he had come to my house and had parked on 4th and came walking up and it had dudes out there on 4th, you know what I mean? And like I was like, what the fuck, you know? Because
So this whole,
I
mean, he wants to get you just over this whole deal that you were friends with Faith through all this shit, and
right.
and she doesn't want nothing to do with
But
it.
she was two-tone too, and come push to the shove, because I heard that she was like telling him shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Try to be my friend and then try to have like make their relationship like work with like talking shit on me, and that's probably why it was just getting like worse and worse. So like, I pretty much like condone myself to my house with my chick, you know, because I don't want to go out there. You know, I definitely didn't want what happened to Ron happen to me, because like, you know what I mean, my luck is not that good, you know. It could have been all bad, and you know, I'm just like kind of glad Ron was all right.
Yeah, no, he's alive. Scared, you know, him and his family are scared to death. You know,
Is he
they're
back?
hiding.
Is he back with his wife?
I don't know for sure. I know the whole family's pretty much in hiding, so they freaking beat feet. They don't want to be.
Well, yeah,
so.
of course, man.
Luckily, he had the ability to do that. So, but as far as that night, so you think from the time you got the phone call from Heather till you get home, I mean, like driving time, it's like
It's
10 minutes. But
yeah.
did you guys do something else in
No,
between?
like
or-
he was taking like from like what street is that? That's Ukaipa in
Oak Glen,
is it Oakland?
I think it is.
Okay, we went all the way up Ukaipa Boulevard, right?
Uh-huh.
And we went past the sheriff's station right here, and then he stopped right here to get gas. I believe. Wait, what's the gas station on
Is
the
it-
third?
it was-
No, the gas station is it the third? On the left hand side. If you're going up towards up left.
There's one up there on the right I've stopped in before. It's like a 76, but is there one
No,
across the
you're
street?
right
too?
across the street. It's
Okay.
right there on the corner of Third. And then he stopped right there to get gas. And then like I was like, come on, Ron, hurry up, you know. And then we went back down Third. And then Ron was Ron was kind of like sidetracked a lot, but like I had to just keep going, and then he dropped me off an H in Third, H in Fourth, and then it's like he started going down halfway down the road, and then like, wait, let me see, right after that, like I called Ron, my chick called Ron, and like was like, Ron, where you at? Like, cause she didn't know I was in the room, okay?
Okay.
She didn't know I was there at all, cause like I didn't want her to, you know what I mean? Like, hey, what, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to, you know, as long as she didn't know I was there, like her, like, you know, if it's like if me and you were together and you know I was there and someone was asking you about me,
Mhm.
you're gonna play it off like it's just what's like, how can I say it? It's that feeling, you know that I'm there,
Mhm.
but like it's better if you didn't know if I was there,
Yeah.
so you can keep, you know,
Yeah.
that straight face. Well, she didn't know I was there, and Tony was there. That dude Tony.
Was there that
Yeah, the same night, and that was like his best friend growing up.
Daniels?
Yeah, Daniel's best friend growing up.
So did he come with them, or
No, he was with me,
Oh.
and
Oh, I'm sorry, you lost me. That the other time
The time
when
that-
they showed up in the gray car, in the gray Focus.
no, that night that Daniel had called me and I was with
Uh-huh.
Ron, Tony was at my house.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, it was me, Tony, and Heather.
okay.
I don't know. It's Christopher Anthony, Tony, Christopher, Anthony Christopher, I believe it is. His number's like 213.
Anthony Christopher, but he goes by Tony.
Yeah, it's Anthony Christopher who goes by Tony.
Okay.
He lives in Calamasa. It's like Murderwood. Like if you go down 5th, make a left on Murderwood, and then when you make a left on Murderwood, you make a right on the first street. I'm not sure what street it is. 5th, make a left on Murderwood, make a right on that first street, and then if you go halfway down, it's on the right-hand side. There's like a black Ford truck parked in the front.
Right side.
Yeah, on the right-hand side, there's a black Ford truck parked in the driveway, and then there's another truck behind it parked behind that fort, but they're just sitting there. You can tell they've been sitting there for a minute. And he was there, but that was like Daniel's friend growing up, you know, and him and Tony were going at it, not going at it, but like Tony could talk to him. You know, they had problems. Tony knew he could talk to him, and I knew Tony could talk to him without Daniel doing anything, you know. And it was more like Daniel was like probably, they were both the same age, but it was more like Daniel was like bigger and badder than Tony. So like it was like more like Daniel looking down on Tony, and Tony kind of looking at him. But it's like I still kind of feel weird about Tony being around because like I barely started talking to him again, you know, and I didn't know.
And there's so much history with him.
Yeah, and I didn't know if he was there to like maybe set me up or get info or anything like that. And then like after that, I had my chick had called Ron. She's like, where's and I hear her calling my Ron. Where's Ron? Where's Whitey? Where's Whitey? He's like, I dropped him off already, you know. And she's like, what do you mean? And then like she called him again, and then he didn't answer, and he wasn't answering, and then we had a call.
So she called a couple times?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he called them. The first time she called, I heard he answered and said I already had dropped him off. And then after that, she called and he wasn't answering. He didn't answer for a couple times. And then we had called his roommate, and his roommate was like, yeah, he's all right. He went to go take care of some stuff for me. And all of a sudden, like we hear that he was ended up with Daniel Waterman. And I was like, oh.
So now, how long was this before you heard?
It's like it was later on that morning.
I mean, like a couple hours later? Or?
That maybe a couple hours later. Because like it wasn't too long that I heard that he ended up with Daniel somehow, some way. And then like he was cruising around with Daniel. And his roommate told me that he ended up showing up at his house with Daniel was in the truck with that other dude Tim. And then they ended up going back to Lamar John's house, and then that's when it all went down. As far as I know, if Daniel knew that they were gonna set Ron up, I don't know, but I know that Daniel was involved in Daniel. I'm not sure who cracked him over the head, but it was one Daniel or Tim that cracked Ron over the head with the metal pipe. They said they cracked him over the head with the metal pipe in the backyard, in Lamar John's backyard, wrapped him up in a tarp or some shit. And then I heard Ron was still kind of alive, you know? And then, they crashed the car and I heard that he died, you know?
What, I don't know what I was going to ask. You were trying to remember, do you remember Tony's phone number?
It's, 2, let me see.
Is it in your phone?
If I called my house, I can get it on the caller ID. It's on the caller ID. He just had called the other, because I don't talk to him no more. And he had called, and every time he calls, I just hang up. But it's like 213-6789 or something like that. 6789.
909 area code?
Yes, 909.
Is that his cell or his house?
That's his cell.
Okay.
I don't know his house number.
And do you know what, when Heather called Ron that night, do you know what number she called from? Was she calling from the house?
Yeah, calling from my house.
What number would that be?
909-446-0697.
Okay. I got a ton of phone records, so that's why. So some of the little details like that can really help a lot, because then if I go back and look at the phone record and go, oh, look, there's 5 incoming calls, and here's what time they happen, that can kind of help me with.
Shit, you can call phone records with when me and Daniel had the conversation. You know what I mean?
Because that way, and that would have been from the same number, because she called you from the house.
Yeah.
And that was to your cell phone?
She called when I was talking to Daniel.
Yeah.
She called from my house number to Ron's cell phone number.
Oh, so she called Ron's cell phone, and that's when you got on the phone with him.
I was using Ron's cell phone number.
Okay.
Cell phone talking to Daniel on my house phone number.
Okay, so that was. Make a note here. Hey, give me just a second.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
enough, but. Got freaking phone numbers coming out of my ears. Those other ones, those must have been earlier. I'll have to dig those up. Okay. Anthony Crystal. I already know that name. I don't know, 213. Three 3987.
3987. I was almost right.
Okay.
I knew it was somewhere around there.
Okay, so that one lines up.
Ron was like a 951 number, I think it was.
Hey, do you know this? Does 951-452-4460? Does that sound number sound?
That's Ron's, I think it was. 4 what? 45560.
951-452-4460.
452. How come I know that one? You know what? I got some numbers at the house, man. You want to give me a call or something? I got some numbers at the house that I can dig it out, and I know that I know that number from somewhere. It's 452 what?
452-4460. Well, there's another one, 452-5248.
5248. I think one of them might have been Ron's. I'm not. What's that? It's like sound like.
Do you know Moises Shehagan? Sounds like somebody's rabbi.
Moises Shehagan.
Sahagan? Shahagan?
Moises. No, I don't know that one.
I don't know.
Moises.
What about 754-2231?
754-2231?
Yeah.
I don't think I know that one. The 452. It sounds like either it was. It sounds like Jamie Tyrone number.
Jamie Tyrone. They don't call him Slim, do they?
No, that's a chick, Jamie Tyrone.
Oh.
I know that's what Daniel was hiding out too.
Out here, or
She's in Banning or something like that, or Banning or
I
Beaumont.
think that might have been where they were looking for them last week.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's where he'd be.
Yeah, well, we can check and see about those other ones. So
I have.
So as far as, because what I'm trying to figure out is, is the stuff that is the stuff you have direct knowledge of. Because, the stuff that you hear on the street, even if you wanted to, you can't get on the stand and testify about that. It's hearsay, right? It's the only thing you can, even if we were going to use you as a witness, the only thing you can testify to is 10:45 at night or whatever. I saw Ron. I got a phone call. I had him drop me off. That's the last time I saw him.
I mean, that is.
That's so as far as I know, as far as what you're telling me, that's the stuff that you actually could raise your hand and swear and say that you actually saw, not that you heard from, because the versions of this story that I've heard from people, the freaking Tweaker Telegraph,
way out.
Ron was dead and it was a shooting. Somebody else was dead and got chopped up, and they were in the woods in Mentone.
That's what I heard. He was chopped up. Ron was chopped up in pieces, and they took all his guts out and shit, and he was.
So there's been 20 versions of stuff, and so that kind of stuff. It's it's entertaining stories, but it doesn't really. At the end of the day, it doesn't get me closer to that. So.
Like I can't sit there and as much as I want this dude fucking in trouble for this shit, because like you know what I mean, I don't wish upon nobody like that, man. It's not cool. Like after that, like the last time I seen Ron was the last time I seen Ron, you know. And like trust me, I don't like fucking Daniel. I can't stand him. I have no remorse for him. No sympathy at all for him. And like what I'm telling you is like I wasn't there, or I can't like say and raise my hand like I wish I could. But like I'm telling you, like what I'm telling you is what people had told me that for sure know that Daniel was like, you know what I mean? Yeah. He was the one involved.
It was him and that Tim kid.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? Him and that Tim kid.
John was in the middle of it.
And like him and Tim, John's the one. Like my understanding, John's the one that set it up. And John knew that he had money on him. I guess my understanding, they were gonna go buy some weed, and John was gonna hook him up with some weed. You know, and Ron went to go buy some weed off him, and John, I guess, John didn't have the weed, and he knew from the get-go it was gonna be a setup, and there's another person there, I guess, that knew about it, that was gonna be set up, and John threw it out there. He was a child molester, and with the right people at the time that was there.
Yeah, I mean, throwing that thing out there certainly makes it more palatable to do this, dude.
Exactly, so. and it makes it all right for everybody else to take off on him right then and there. You know?
Have you heard or have you talked to anybody else that was actually there that night?
Who was it? Like I know that Donovan said that after it all happened, Daniel had ran to where Donovan was staying at. And Daniel was like, you gotta hide me or some shit. And then fucking, I guess Donovan was like, nah, man, I got kids here. You gotta get the fuck out of here, you know? And I guess it was like he was at some dude Eli's house or some shit he was staying at. And then,
that's where Donovan was staying, or that's where Daniel went to next?
Yeah, that's where Donovan was staying, but that's where Daniel ran to.
And where's that at?
It's on.
Is it here in Yucaipa? Or
yeah, it's right here. It's either on 4th or 3rd.
Okay.
It's on 4th. Matter of fact.
But supposedly, like is that like later the same day?
Yeah, later on that night, after it all happened at Lama John's, in supposedly Daniel fucking crashed the truck, whatever. After that, Daniel got away. Tim got caught and ended up at where Donovan was at. And Donovan was like, "You get the fuck out of here!" I heard, you know what I mean? And then I heard Cowboy. I'm gonna show you Cowboy Mark. You heard his name? He was fucking telling me, like I asked him, hey, because later on that night I heard a bunch of sirens going down that way, and then I was like, hey, what the fuck happened at Lamar John's house? He's like, yeah, that dude Ron, you don't gotta worry about him no more. That's what Cowboy was telling me, and that's why I don't fuck with Cowboy no more, because I heard he had nothing to do with it, but he knew what was going on. And then I know that some dude Dave and some chick named Ashley was there.
Dave from War?
Yeah, Dave from War. What's that fucking kid's name, man? And Dave's the one that gave the green light for it to go, handle it,
Just because he's got the most juice there.
Yeah. Let me see. Man, that's pretty much it, man. But I do got some numbers at the house that I can go through, man. Maybe they could put 2 to 2 together for you right here,
Who did you hear that Dave and Ashley were there from?
Cowboy Mark.
Did it sound like Cowboy was there too? It wasn't his deal, but he might have been around.
Yeah. Because like my chick, she kept saying too, like, he wasn't trying to say he was there, and he wasn't putting it out there. Oh, I'm there, but like he knew. He knew he knew a little bit to, like, you know what I mean, what was going down, and like for what he knew, from what everybody else was telling me, and what he had told me in the beginning, like, he had to be there to know, you know. And a lot of motherfuckers were telling me not really, because they knew that was my boy, like that was my homie right there, you know what I mean. And it's, Ron had an open heart, man. He would help anybody out, and that's what they took advantage of.
Did you hear any other names?
I'm trying to, let me see.
So right now I got John, Tim, and Daniel, and that directly involved. And then Cowboy maybe was there, Dave and Ashley there at the house.
I think I mean, I'm not quite sure, but I think I heard that Chris Riley was there.
What about that dude?
That dude's a shaky cat, man. Real shaky cat. Like I think he's more worried about slamming dope than he is about anything else.
He just doesn't strike me as violent.
He doesn't?
Have you seen ever
like,
known him to be violent?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think he's more worried about his dope than anything else. You know what I mean?
I mean, because his whole history, because his name's been in the middle of this thing, and I'm kind of going. Like I said, my job is pulling strings.
Yeah.
Like, somebody says something, and just because you say something,
yeah.
I might be cynical in my old age, but honestly, I don't believe shit from anybody.
That's right.
I because it's not my job to say, you can be like, yeah, I think this is what happened.
You just put it together.
It's my job, like, okay, he said this, Sean said he was with Ron, and they were at the ATM. Yep, now I believe it. That's, because I can corroborate it. I can put it together.
You're right.
And, so Chris's name was out there, but, he's never been arrested for anything violent. I've never met anybody who's ever said that, oh no, he's just crafty, he'll go off on somebody. I've never met anybody who said that.
Yeah, I don't.
He's just a dope fiend, as far as I can figure out.
That's pretty much what he is, I mean, he might have just been there and got shook up when he seen what was going on and left.
I heard people were trying to get him too.
Yeah, they're trying to get him.
What's that over?
Robbing people, taking, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'll go get you some dope, and then turn around and burning them. You know what I mean? And you're gonna burn the wrong dude, man.
So robbing people in terms of burning them, but he never sticking nobody up or strong arming nobody.
Hell no.
But give me $40, I'll go get you some dope, and never comes back.
Right.
Okay.
He's too scary.
Yeah.
Got too much fear in him. I'm trying to think of who was there that night.
Joe
Flowers, Joe Johnson.
Same guy.
Yeah, same guy. Like that dude right there. And
so sort this out for me.
Yeah, after I heard even this that after it was all said and done, because I guess Daniel and that dude Tim had became cross-family skinheads that night.
That night?
Yeah, that they had became cross-family skinheads earlier that day or that night, and when they showed up at my house, they were already in the family, I guess, and Joe got mad at Lawnmower John because he had found out that Lawnmower John had set that up, and so he went over there and cracked Lawnmower John in the head with the fucking a drill gun or some shit like that, and that.
But
because he got mad.
But if Joe was there through the whole thing.
But he I guess he was there when it was gonna go down, and he had left to go pick up some dope, I guess. Okay. And he heard what was going on, and when he heard what was going on, he got there as knowing that the dude's a child molester. Didn't know it was a setup or nothing like that, so he went along with it, and later on, I guess, a couple days later, whatever it was, he found out that it was set up. It was all a fucking bogus. You know what I mean? And he got mad at Lama John. He was like, you got two of my homeboys looking at life or something like that. And he cracked Lama John in the head with a drill gun, I guess. And, you know, and then.
So now, you know, I'm freaking.
Yeah, it's way out now.
How long have you been in Yucaipa?
About a year and a half now.
Because you said, where are you from in LA?
East LA, Covina.
Okay. Because I worked my whole career until getting assigned out here. Well, I worked on emergency operations division. I ran, like, you know, when we have fires and floods and crap. But as a detective, and as a deputy, I worked my whole career on the Pomona border.
Oh, right.
Okay, so I worked the west end of the county, Pomona, Upland, Claremont, whatever.
Yeah, so you know,
and then all my crooks came out of LA, so, you know, I dealt a lot with Covina, West Covina, all the way to LA.
Yeah.
So I'm used to, there's sort of an order to things.
Yeah.
You know, there's sort of a, you know.
It's different from out. It's way different.
It's different out here.
Way different.
And that's some of the stuff I was trying to sort out, because I was like, because people would tell me one thing, they're like, this dude did what. So I thought that it sounded to me like Daniel's been hooked up with somebody for a long time, but that's not true.
He was, I guess he was from War. That's what they're saying. He was claiming War skinhead, and then.
But if Dave's there, what's Dave think about supposedly him? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That Dave, I suppose he was from War, and then got out of War because a lot of people from War skins didn't like Daniel.
I heard he was kind of an independent fucker. Like didn't want to go to the program, wanted to do his own thing.
Yes, that's what he was. He wanted to do his own fucking thing, but he got 10 times more love from people from Cross Family, which Faith was from Cross Family Skinhead, and Joe's from Cross Family Skinhead, and he got 10 times more love from them. So I guess he had got out of War and then went to Cross Family, and all of them backing him up, backing his play, and the guys that made Dave Skinhead, they're originally from Cross Family. So like.
Oh, so there's sort of in a relationship between
sort
those two.
Sort of, but they do bump heads a lot. But it's like the older guys that are from Cross Family Skinhead, that like the originals, like those are the ones that brought Dave and Joe and all them in. Okay. So if Daniel getting out of War and getting to Cross Family, there's really no one can say anything to him because if depending who brought,
because they're connected together going back. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense, because that was the thing I was trying to figure out. Is like,
well, I know it's like from where I'm from out there, you can't be doing that out there. They won't allow that. You know, and out here it's like, whoa, all right, it's a whole different breed, I guess. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely a different, you know. I thought I was in the Midwest or something. Some of the shit I've heard out here, I'm like, what? I've seen like on Cops that, you know, you can be a Crip one day and a Blood the next day, but my experience in Los Angeles is it doesn't go over so well out there. So, all right.
Man, if I find out some more, without a doubt, I
will. Well, I mean, because my main thing is I'm just trying to sort out, because it sounds to me like. You know, like I mostly know what's going on, but I'm just trying to sort out the last little deals. And what I'm trying to really figure out is like, you know, does this just like a perfect storm of all this stuff happen at once, or did somebody plan this shit?
It's to me, it was planned, but it was planned with like just this many people knowing.
Did anybody get anything though?
Yeah, my understanding, they got $1,200. Ron had $1,200 for the last month's rent, I believe it was, and then he had $2,200 for the first month's rent, and then the move-in and the first and last month's rent for the other place, I guess. So
$3,600.
Yeah, all the like 36. So like and if when you're doing heroin, you know what I mean, slamming heroin, $1,000, I mean $500, $100 is good. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of sounding like everybody's been hurting too. That just
that whole scene over there, they like sticking needles in their arms, and they like that heroin and shit. And I'm cool with that stuff. You know what I mean? I got tattoos, but I don't like needles at all. You know what I mean? And they like.
You never slammed?
No, never. And they like doing that shit. You know what I mean? So
who'd you run around with in West Covina?
I'm originally from NLR.
NLR on the street though?
Well, I got in when I was in the joint. Okay. And on the streets, like, I just hung around with, you know, certain, my little, no, not affiliated, really. There's people that wanted to be, but they're not affiliated.
So when did you go to prison?
96.
96. And so when were you?
I did, I
how long
was
were you in?
96, I got pulled in 97.
You got pulled in a
Yeah,
97?
and then the books closed at the end of 97.
Well, that was before shit started spinning out, right?
Oh, man.
Because there was all
Perfect,
kinds of
what a
drama.
perfect time to get in, huh? Man. Right when I got in,
Or were you in NLR when all that FTB stuff was going on?
yeah. That's right when I got in. And I was like, oh, wow. This is all bad.
Yeah, there's drama.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because for a while, because I started with the sheriff's department in '98, and it was kind of all over the place. But there was freaking any white dude was rolling in and claiming they were NLR for a while there. It was like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm white, so I'm NLR, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's an
Yeah.
automatic in, right? Yeah.
And like, they start putting FTB on their foreheads and shit. I was like, oh, man. Oh, man.
There's some people who aren't gonna go for that.
No, not at all. It's not going to fly. It's not going to fly at all, man. Man.
Yeah, there was some interest. I had some interesting conversations with what was that little fucker's name? Smurf.
Oh, Smurf. A little short dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in custody at RGL when I was working there.
He's a pretty crazy individual.
Yeah, he about freaking got out of jail.
Yeah.
He had a rope and he was on his way out.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I worked in that place and I was like,
There's
I
no, yeah.
can't get out of this jail.
Hey, there's the will is the way, they say, right?
All right. So it sounds to me like
John's
that Tim kid and Daniel, that's the freaking core of this group.
Yeah.
And
I mean, John set it up. I mean, who knows if maybe he didn't.
did you hear anything what about Looney? Did
You
hear
know,
anything about
Looney,
him?
like, I don't know if he was there or not. I mean, I don't get along with Looney either. I mean, I don't know if he was there or not, you know what I mean? He could have been there, who knows? I mean, he runs with that clique hard, you know? So, anything's possible. PJ and all them, I don't know if PJ and them were there. Because I try to stay away from them because they don't, you know what I mean, pretty much don't like me because of Daniel. I mean, they don't even know me, you know? But I just stay, now.
Just comes along with it.
Yeah, I just, you know how it is. So I just stay alone, you know, in my house. I'm kind of waiting for my girl to get out.
What,
She got a probation violation.
for what?
They said, I guess, they said that she wasn't reporting. Which, I mean, I'm sure she was. I don't know if she was scanning her hand at CDC or not. You know what I mean? I never went in with her, but they got her on just for not reporting.
So,
She gets out the 26th of this month.
Okay. So she got parole and probation?
No, she just charged me and her. She just charged her number first, and like less than a month later, I just charged mine.
Oh, okay.
And then she was on her probation and parole, so like now she's on probation.
Just probation left. Do you have probation left still or
No,
no?
I'm done.
So you're all good?
I'm good.
Right on.
Trying to write it smooth, man. I can't wait till she gets out.
Anything else you can think of, man?
You know what? I'm trying to think. Trying to give you as much as I can. I mean, if something don't come along right now, I'm sure it probably will later. And if you want, you can give me a card. I'll definitely give you a call. And there's some numbers over there. If you want, I'll look through the numbers as soon as I get back, and shoot you whatever. Maybe some numbers I have can.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Because
whatever.
I know my chick had some numbers, and I just seen them the other day, and I put it away, so I know right where it's at. There's a bunch of names on it with the numbers right next to it, and I know that 452 number, man. I do.
Well, maybe. So you got you got like a $10,000 warrant or some silly thing? Is that what they said?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they said you might have like.
A misdemeanor warrant.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what it's for?
It's Miss Woods. I got a 11550. What is it? Under the influence.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, so that's what. Did you didn't show up
I-
to court or something?
I didn't go to court, man. It was for last month or something like that.
Well, let me check with her. Let me check with her and figure out if it's something that, because sometimes if you FTA, sometimes they won't let us cite in the field for those. Sometimes they'll let us give you a new court date, like you just sign a
Well,
ticket.
yeah.
and-
I had someone before, and they would
Yeah, so.
sign me.
But like I said, I'm a detective now, and it's been a while since I did that, so I don't know what the rules are. So I'm gonna be like, hey, what? I'll just have them drop you off and give you a ticket, and then they're gonna go. I'm gonna go out there, and they're gonna make me look.
Yeah,
And they're gonna be like, hey, dude, you're foolish. We can't do that anymore. So let me talk to them real quick,
Okay, man.
and see what's up, and if it's something, maybe if nothing else, maybe Woods can just go take a picture of that piece. If you can just tell her what's up, she can just take a picture of the piece of paper, so I'm not taking your numbers or whatever.
Cool.
See if I can sort out those last couple things, and I'll give you a card.
She can take a picture, and I'll give you the numbers, man.
Yeah, let me check this real quick. Just
Thank you,
sit tight
sir.
for a second. I don't think he doesn't want to be in possession of a sawed-off shotgun. I don't think.
No, please.